New York City, a diverse home to over 8 million people of all cultures, interests, and walks of life. The city that never sleeps. Manhattan is what tourists think of when it comes to New York City. However, one ride on a train like the 2 or 5 line will take you to a borough known as the Bronx. And within the Bronx, just like the other boroughs of New York City, what you will find almost everywhere are delis and bodegas. They have been a staple here for many years, and they are a regular part of life for a lot of New Yorkers. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Torres, and I am a Puerto Rican man that was born and raised in the Bronx of New York City. Now, bodegas have been a huge part of my life ever since I was a child, and not only my life, but the lives of many others. Bodegas, which refers to grocery stores, are an iconic representation of city life that caters mostly to those who are Latino and Hispanic, with tropical products being vital to attract sales. Now, the cool thing about bodegas is that you can pretty much find them on any street corner, so it's easy to find one, it's easy to stop by and get food, drinks, whatever it is that you need. It's very convenient. Another interesting thing about bodegas is that they showcase Latin culture and they support Hispanic communities. They are more personal and homely than a large supermarket, being an option with convenient quick purchases and where they sometimes converse with their customers on personal matters like automobile advice, finding a home, and gaining employment in exchange for store loyalty and a relationship of mutual dependency. Also, food stamp acceptance, creditability, free delivery, and consideration for customers who are a bit short on cash are common in bodegas. These are stores with family values that are essential links to the Hispanic market in terms of product distribution, such as rice, fresh fruits, vegetables, and canned beans. These bodegas attract customers with specific needs, especially because of their brand loyalties to products from their homelands. The term bodega originated in Spain and dated back to the 1840s, as it initially meant wine cellar, storeroom, warehouse, or hull of a ship. However, it was in Cuba that the word bodega became a term used to mean a grocery, deli, corner, or convenience store. You see, when Puerto Ricans became American citizens in 1917 via the Jones Act, it led to the movement of Puerto Ricans to metropolitan areas in the United States, like New York, one of the largest, if not the largest, urban community in the world. They came from their homelands in search of better economic and social opportunities. In New York, the first bodegas appeared in the 1920s, and despite using a Cuban word, they were used to sell comfort food to Puerto Rican factory workers. They were often run by Latino immigrants. After World War II, bodegas became more commonplace due to the growth of the Puerto Rican community. New York's Puerto Rican community went from around 60,000 in 1940 to over 600,000 in 1960. Bodegas were the symbol of recent migrants who needed community, comfort, and a sense of belonging in a new cultural environment. For immigrant laborers, owning a bodega was the ultimate American success story and provided upward mobility. Bodegas especially benefited those in low-income areas with limited access to supermarkets and affordable healthy food. Along with this, when supermarkets are closed, bodegas are usually still opened. A report by the New York City Department of Health and Mental Hygiene about the Crotona-Tremont area of the Bronx stated that bodegas outnumbered supermarkets by a lot, with 88 bodegas and only 9 supermarkets. There are more than 13,000 bodegas in New York City alone, according to Marquise Garcia, the Secretary of the Bodega Association of the United States, with many still being owned by Puerto Rican and Dominican retailers.
Puerto Ricans immigrated and migrated to New York City. Ever since they came here, they started their own small groups in many places, especially here in the Bronx. They have continued with their traditions, doing their music through concerts, celebration their holidays. They show so much pride of being a Puerto Rican and Boricua from the main island, Puerto Rico. They always, everywhere you go, especially in the Bronx, you could find a flag. We are here in the corner of 188 and Webster Avenue in the Bronx. To my left is what used to be the bodega, where I met the man that later on became my husband. His schedule was from the afternoon till midnight, and I remember coming here for a few hours, spending time with him. I remember that they used to close the bodega because nobody was allowed during those times because it was, it was not safe. Sometimes it was like working overnight all the way through the morning, working hard and working many hours. There was no break. He'll go home, rest for a little bit, then get ready again to come back and work all the way through either the midnight or till the morning. For me, as a bodeguero wife, it was hard, and most of the time I was by myself, but he needed to do it because he needed to work. It was a family business, so they really needed to be together and help each other in order for the bodega to expand and achieve their dream. They wanted to come here to New York City and they wanted to have a business, and they were determined. So even though it was hard, but it was a good way of living. And one thing I can say that we always have food on the table. There was a time there were like 6 brothers together. They either have their own store, they own the store, or they were working, they were collaborating with each other. They were able to build their homes, build nice home in their countries, and they continue to work for many years. They haven't stopped because bodegas it was their life, and that's all they knew. And I was very happy because it was a place that made me feel at home. I could go into the store and I could find products, items that they remind me of my island. You find many things that brings you back to where you came from. Well, now these days, bodega is not just a bodega, it's also a grocery store. They have delis, they have meals. You could come and you could buy a nice lunch. They have special, for the lunch. They might find products that they cannot easily find in supermarkets, so they come here, whether it's Spanish, Mexican, products from Dominican Republic and from other countries.
Where you from?
From Honduras.
And you working in bodegas a long time, huh?
Oh, 20 years, 22 years to go.
Wow. What was your job as bodega?
Deli man. Make a sandwich, make a fried pork chop, coffee, everything. They have a job, always you have a job in bodega. I like it working bodega, talk to the customer, play with the customer, make food for the customer, everybody happy, The bodega is good work, good job, It's not easy job, but it's good. But the people, working for bodegas now is working more for the community, The community is happy now, but bodegas is have any question they need, they have in bodegas, Puerto Rico people now is not working in store no more. Every Puerto Rico is moving now, moving the country, moving de la isla. The Puerto Rico people is selling the bodegas. Now only of Honduras, Dominican, Mexican people working bodega now.
Empezamos, primeramente fueron mis hermanos los que llegaron, los que emigraron de Santo Domingo. Llegaron como en los años 89 o 90. Después fuimos emigrando poco a poco, uno detrás del otro, hasta que llegamos aquí a conocer una nueva cultura y a tratar de sobrevivir. Bueno, primeramente uno empieza de una manera pequeña, tratando de ver cuáles son los gustos de la persona o de la comunidad, cuáles son las cosas de más necesidad que ellos tienen, y tratamos de crecer. Pero vamos creciendo no solamente el bodeguero, sino uno con las personas, con la comunidad. Ellos nos ayudan y nosotros nos ayudamos mutuamente. Como bodeguero, siendo dueño, te sientes bien en la forma que tú puedes ayudar a la comunidad y porque los beneficios son más que tú siendo empleado, pero conlleva muchas responsabilidades también. Lo que más me gusta de la bodega es relacionarme con la persona, porque puedo, o sea, con el tiempo va pasando y tú te vas convirtiendo en lo que es una familia. Los clientes, a pasar de los años, se te vuelven tu familia. Eso es lo que más me gusta. Lo que quizá menos me ha gustado es que la diferencia de cultura cuando uno llega, que tú no sabes el idioma y que tienes que un poco esforzarte para aprenderlo, pero ya después que tú lo aprendes ves que eso es algo, un obstáculo que tú superaste. Bueno, yo diría que la bodega ayudan casi en un 100% porque muchas cosas que tú no puedes, productos que quizá en los supermercados tú no lo encuentras, uno como bodeguero y que viene de familia hispana, pues uno trata de conseguirlo. Muchas viandas, muchas cosas. Bueno, la bodega aportan a la comunidad, vuelvo a recalcar lo que dije sobre la cultura, que muchas cosas que no se pueden conseguir, creo que aporta a la comunidad en el sentido de que la persona quiere cosas rápidas, por ejemplo los sándwiches que lo quieren rápido cuando van para el trabajo, cuando vienen, que en un supermercado tú tienes que hacer las líneas y aquí en la bodega se te sale un poco más rápido. El café por la mañana, o sea, son muchas cosas en las que contribuye y también nos beneficiamos a la vez. Decidí trabajar en bodega porque como inmigrante, que venimos desde allá, es la primera opción de trabajo que tenemos. Hasta que después uno se va incorporando y ya cuando los años van pasando, pues uno le coge ya lo que es el ritmo a lo que es la bodega y se queda trabajando bodega porque le va bien. Hay otros que quieren seguir y cogen otros caminos o van a estudiar, pero ya uno va incorporando en la bodega y como esto es familiar y ya venimos de una familia que nos gusta el negocio, pues nos quedamos. Y nos va bien y la comunidad nos ha recibido bien y nos llevamos bien, que es lo más importante.
How does it feel after 2 years and not have the parade and now it's back, even with the weather?
It feels good to be back in person, and 2 years of a pandemic has reminded us that life is so short and no one is guaranteed tomorrow. We have to live life like it's our last. And recognizing the incredible contributions of the Puerto Rican community, pioneers and trailblazers in the Bronx and beyond is really a testament to the great work and the footprints that have been set in history. As the first African American and female elected borough president, I stand on the shoulders of the Ramon Valdez's, the Carmen Arroyo, the Yolanda Garcia, so many that paved the way for us in the Bronx when it wasn't popular to do so, and now we get to be a part of the fruits of their labor. So this annual celebration is a recognition of the struggle, of the survival, but also the resilience and the strength of the Puerto Rican community. So I'm proud to be here along Fifth Avenue. Que viva Puerto Rico!
Cuando la pandemia fue algo impactante, no para todo el mundo, para el país completo, ahí no incluye a nosotros los bodegueros. Claro que sí que nos impactó porque mucha gente enferma, uno trataba de darle servicio a la persona para ayudar y para uno sobrevivir, porque también había que seguir pagando renta y todos los gastos, pero fue un poco difícil, pero tratamos de sobrellevar. Bueno, sí, tuvimos que cerrar la bodega como por unos cuantos días. Tuvimos que cerrarla porque llegó un momento cuando el COVID estuvo en lo más alto que estuvo, en lo más peligroso, entonces sí tuvimos que cerrar después de la pandemia. Bueno, después de la pandemia es un poco difícil, pero no imposible. Poco a poco nos fuimos sobrellevando la situación, nos fuimos adaptando y además que el gobierno también hubieron unos cuantos programas en los que se auxiliaron a las bodegas también.
Oh, because after the pandemic, a lot of stores closed. No have a job, no have a money. People is sick. Me too, maybe I have a sick maybe 3 times, the COVID. The people rob any store, the people is crazy in the pandemic.
Right.
But the people they need money, they need food, they need anything. Still is something for the family, Some bodegas, the people haven't heard the people, rob everything. Some bodegas is fire. My store, a couple of times. The people steal it,
Really?
a couple of times, Open 7 to 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock.
During the pandemic?
Yeah.
but a lot of stores were forced to close.
Yeah, a lot of stores. But over there working 4 hours, 5 hours, and pay half time, not pay the full time. Now it's different. They have more food, the people working, the money's coming more. Now it's different. Now it's better. Everybody working good now in bodegas. Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, New York. Every bodega is good now. Everybody working happy.
Overall, bodegas are an important part of our culture, society, and lives. They provide food and other essentials for thousands, if not millions, on an everyday basis. A lot of them experienced hardship throughout their time in the Bronx, including an earth-shattering pandemic. But despite all this, they still managed to stay afloat and survive. They've seen the darkest of days and still came out on the other side, alive and well. Even larger, lower-priced, and more modern supermarkets couldn't push them away. Bodegas are a big part of our culture here in New York City, a mainstay that found its way within the cultures and diversity of the people who live here. This is why bodegas are so important. They're a part of who we are.